Hello there, viewers. Good day to you, and welcome back. Glad you guys are here. I am, as always, super glad to be here. We're going to take a stroll out in the parking lot real quick. This is going to be a short video because the task at hand is not monumental and is going to be quite easy, and it's going to require the minimum amount of tools. So what we're doing here is kind of some follow-up action on this dump trailer. We took a field trip off to the scrap metal dump the other day. Before we left, I had noticed during my pre-check that the battery inside of the system here, which is present in order for the hydraulic pump assembly to function. See, this is a dump trailer and it's got a hydraulic system underneath in the chassis. Here, I'll run it up so you can see. Watch this. I'm gonna run this thing up. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. It's a dump trailer with the dump bed, and the 12-volt marine deep cycle battery down below supplies power to the motor, which runs the pump, which then pumps the hydraulic fluid into the cylinder, and then that operates the mechanism. And I found bees. Yeah, that operates the mechanism here, and then you can dump your dump trailer. Well, what I had discovered was that the battery in here was low. This thing's been sitting for, what, about 2-3 months. I haven't moved it. And since it has not been connected to a vehicle, then the battery's been discharging because it had no power coming in. So what I had to do was hook this thing up, roll it over to the front of the service drive at the shop, and then put a battery charger on it just to bring this battery up so I would be able to dump it when I got to the actual dump. So I figured, and since I know that that is not conducive to proper battery health, I went on the Amazons and I ordered what's called the Solar Pulse. It's an industrial solar charger system, 3-watt capacity at 12 volts. This thing was not cheap. It was well over $100. Basically what we have here is a little 3-watt solar panel, and it comes with an MPPT charge controller. There's two types of charge controllers. They have what's called a pulse width modulated charge controller and an MPPT charge controller. The MPPT charge controllers are the premium level controllers, and what those do is they will prevent your battery from overcharging, and it also regulates the charge speed based on overall battery voltage. So it's a much better charger, and that's where all the money's at when it comes to a little system like this, is in the charger itself, not so much the solar panel, because panels are cheap and solar cells are relatively cheap, but the controller is what gets you. For example, you can buy a 30 amp MPPT controller. You can buy a 30 amp controller for, what do you want to call it, 250 bucks, or you can buy a pulse width modulated controller for 25. So you get what you pay for, especially when it comes to battery equipment. And I elected, since this thing does not get used very often and the battery sits here a lot, rather than risk this battery's health with a PWM controller, I bought the good stuff. So we are going to install that real quick, and just see if this thing works. So what we're going to do is figure out where to mount this, and clearly we know where to mount this because it has to be out in the sun. So the panel is going to get mounted up here on the lid. That's going to get mounted inside of the lid. We need to run the cable inside and then connect it all to the battery. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and set this up. I'm going to run inside real quick, and I'm going to fetch a voltmeter, because what I'd like to do is determine the current voltage of this battery, and if need be, we can if need be, after we install the solar charger, we'll see if voltage wants to tick up at any bit of level or capacity. Why do I have an oily towel in here? I'll get rid of you too. It's funny how much junk can collect inside of a toolbox. So what I'm thinking here is we'll take this controller, and I'll probably just mount this not here because the screws are going to stick out. I think I'll just mount it right there. That should be That should be sufficient right there in that location. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. No, these people did not pay me to represent their product. I purchased this with my own money, and that is that. Self-tapping screws. By the way, if you would like one of these or would like to look into them, I will leave my Amazon link down below in this video's description, and it will take you to the page in which I purchased this from. I'm going to need an extension. Kind of feel bad drilling holes in this brand new piece of equipment, but it's necessary, so I'll deal with it. Okay, charge controller is mounted. So we've got two connections here, and in the box of goodies we have one connector. I'm assuming these leads go to the battery. So this is our output wire. Come here. This is the output wire from the charge controller. So what we need to do is go ahead and plug this guy in, reconnect it, and that will stay there for eternity. Get on there. And then this guy just gets plugged in somewhere here and here. What I need to do is I need a wrench to take those off. I'll do that in a minute. And then, let's see, I think we need to close the lid because I want to mount the panel. I think we'll put the panel like right here, front and center. I think that works. And again, I'm self-tapping screwing the thing. It's not exactly ideal, but it's fine. I'll live with it. I think that perhaps I'm going to put this charger towards the back just because of the cable right here. Maybe I'll do it like this. On the side. Sure, why not? I think that's fine. It can go here. Now what's important here to me is that I don't slip off of my stud and then the gun smashes into the panel and breaks it. Let's get that centered up. A little too tight. It's starting to flex the panel. So then in the back corner, I'll hit another one in. Okay, it's still a little loose, so I haven't put any clamping force down yet. And then the fourth one right here. Okay, so now the panel is mounted, the charge controller is mounted. What I need to do is feed this cable in through that hole in the back for all the rest of the cables, and hydraulic lines for that matter. And they gave us a lot more cable than what I'm ever going to need for this application, but that is fine. So I'm going to poke that through, open it up, lock it in, pull that cable back through, and then I'll bundle it up again. Okay, there's our connection. So take this guy, plug it in, plug it in. There we go, plug that guy up. I'll stuff the rest of those extra cables down there in the corner for right now. I need to zip tie it all together, but right now we're just doing some proof of concept action. I can clean this up later. Let's see, voltmeters here. Let's take a preliminary reading of this battery's charge level without the charger connected to it. Then we'll go ahead and connect and recheck. Connected, and we're at 12.48 volts. Not bad, that's up there. Returning with a wrench that barely fits 14 millimeters. Super easy installation. Feed those under. I'm gonna have to pull off both of these. There's not enough thread. And this is fused. Let's make sure the fuse is in it. 7.5 amp fuse. Yep, fuse is in it. That's funny. I don't think this thing makes 7.5 amps of output. It might be over fused. Click. Yeah. Okay, that guy's on. Good to go. I like it. So now, what we need to do is rearrange these so I can close the lid. That way the solar cell can see some sunlight and we can see if our battery voltage is going to climb. So, we've got 12.48, 12.47, 36, 45. Uh-oh, connection's bad. Let's try this again. Just kind of step it in there somehow, some way. Here, there, everywhere. It's not working. Epic failure. Okay, closing the lid, exposing the cell to sunlight. Still 1248. Bad connection again. Let's give it a minute. I'll come back and see if we come up from 12.48 volts. All right, 5-6 minutes later, it's still at 1248. I'm growing impatient, so we're just gonna do this differently. I'm just gonna disconnect it and then put the lead on it and then lower it, and then we're gonna see. Because I think that this load is just too big for this battery or for this charger to make a noticeable difference in such a short period of time. So here we go. We're connected, negative and positive. Right now, the panel itself is making 6.55 volts, but look, it's in the shade, right? So what we do is, and do this all in one frame, I'm gonna go ahead and close the lid, exposing the panel to light, and look what we made. 36 volts. It's like over volting the meter. 31, 32, 33, yep. Okay, so that does tell me that the controller is in fact sending DC power through, or the panel's sending DC power through the controller and into the battery. And again, this controller is where all the magic is happening. That is going to prevent this battery from overcharging. It also has circuitry on board or internal to the controller that will actually float charge this battery. So you can get a better battery charge with an MPPT unit than you could a PWM. A PWM controller cannot float charge a battery. It just charges it until voltage says it's full, and then it's like, okay, we're done. That's what the off-grid solar people use, and the RV people, and the Australians, because they don't have good electricity down there, and the marine people, and probably anybody else that has any kind of solar that they sort of take seriously. So this is the finalized product. We've got a really nice panel on here. It's going to maintain a full charge on this battery at all times, so I don't have to do the charging procedure that I did yesterday. Let's go ahead and hit the down button. We'll let that guy close up all the way down. Don't put your fingers in there. It'll smash them. So guys, that's the end of this short video. Again, if you want to look into one of these units for yourself, for your RV, or your camper, or your motorcycle, or any other vehicle that sits around for an extended period of time out in the sunlight, a solar charger might be your best bet. They do have cheapo versions of this for like 30 bucks on Amazon. However, this is my stuff, and I don't like to buy cheapo products. I like to buy once, cry once, and that's that. So I'm hoping that I will get many, many years of service out of this particular unit, and it will give me trouble-free dump trailer battery operation in the future. So again, if you guys would like one of these, check down inside of this video's description for the Amazon link where I found this. Again, not sponsored. They didn't pay me for this. Bought that with my own money, but I wanted to also share it with you guys. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this little shorty about dump trailer batteries. Let me know what you think about that thing in the comment section down below. If you have any creative commentary to add to the dialogue with regarding MPPT charge controlling versus pulse width modulated charge controlling, please feel free to register those thoughts in the comment section also down below. So again, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and most importantly, have yourselves a great day. See you guys later in a video. End of solar battery charger in a transmission.